Hello students, today we start a new topic on chapter 11 construction safety management, and here we start a new topic is a unsafe condition. So an unsafe condition is a situation where workplace or work location condition of a tools, equipment and material are such that they are not as per the requirement of safety. So this condition is known as a unsafe condition because in a unsafe condition there are maximum chances to done a accident, and sometime we lose the human. So a few example of an unsafe condition are given, like defective equipment like road roller or tower crane etc are defective, and they are not working properly, so it's create a accident situation. Second is a lack of protective equipment like soil spectral suits, so it's one type of the requirement to safety purpose, but here lack of this requirement, so it's a one type of the unsafe condition. Next is the environment hazards like inadequate space, inadequate light and ventilation, so also it's a one type of the risky for the labor. It's one type of the environment hazards. Next is a placement hazards such as inadequately uh, uh, ungraduated or graduated of a producting end of the reinforcement bar. Next is a defective ladders or a stair having a small tread and increase the riser, so it's a one type of the defective or unsafe condition. So there may be many construction site where workers are not working in a safe condition. Welder must be provided with good specs, and worker must be given helmet. Electric wiring must be properly checked and create a safe working condition. But in some of the site, this type of the checking is not properly done, so at the last accident is created. So here unsafe act is some of the unsafe act is listed below. So here first one is a to drive dumper after drinking a wine, so it's a unsafe act. Second is insert open wires in the socket for running the electric motor. Third one is to carry out the welding operation without specs, and fourth one is to clean the moving electrically operated equipments. Fifth one, not to wear the life-saving equipment while working at the site, and sixth one is taking the unsafe position under load. Seventh one is to take the shelter under the vehicle, and eighth one is use the uninspected equipment, and fifth one is a poor attitude towards the safety. So these are the list of the unsafe act. So here in a G2 examination, this question asks like write a short note on unsafe conditions. Now another point we start health and safety acts and regulation. So there are two major piece of legislation governing the health and safety laws are first one is a building and other construction work regulation of employee and condition service act 1996, and building and other construction work regulation of employee condition service like central rules 1998. So these are the acts, and allied to these several statutory instruments governing the safety are Factories Act 1948 and Motor Vehicle Act 1998. So these are the different acts for health and safety acts and regulation. So the building or other construction work regulation employ under condition service like Act 1996 consists of 11 chapters and 64 sections, and the objective of health and safety provision in this act are to regulate the employment and service condition. Second is to provide the safety, health and welfare measurement, and third one is to extend the social security to the building and construction worker. Now next important point we start is building and other construction work regulation employment and condition of service central rules 1998. So here the employment having a following responsibility. So first one is to comply with requirement of rule, not to permit any employee to do any work which is against the rule. Third one is to maintain the facility like latrine, urinal, toilets in a clean and hygienic condition. Fourth one is not to allow heavy equipment not satisfying the safety standards and provision of rules. And fifth one is to take enough measurement to protect the worker from harmful effect of noise and vibration. And sixth one is to ensure that emergency action plan is ready and is approved by the Director General. And seventh one is to ensure the mechanical parts are provided with safety features such as guards for moving the parts, and to ensure that no worker is force of life weight more than the prescribed limit. And last one is for the health and safety works safety policy specifying is a last acts for a central rules 1998. Now another topic we start is cost of accident. So cost of accident are classified into the direct and indirect cost. So there are the two type of the cost, you already known about the cost. So the direct and indirect cost are classified as a direct and indirect cost to the worker and employee. So here some of the direct cost and indirect cost for the worker and employee given in a table. So direct cost to the worker, so loss of salary, medical expenses, traveling expenses by the family members for a facilitated treatment, and suffering from the injuries. And direct cost for employers, so payment of compensation to the employee, payment to ambulance, payment to medical charge, and payment to salary, cost of legal proceeding, and cost of investigation, cost of repair of damaged equipments. So these are the direct cost of employers. And indirect cost of employers is a loss of reputation, decrease in morale of employees, loss of output due to injury of worker and his or her absence, and cost due to damage to equipment or property, if any cost overhead such as use of utilize like personal or company's vehicle, telephone, etc. And indirect cost for a worker is a future cost of transportation for giving healing, touching to hospitalized person who have at a present come at a home or a hospital to extend their good services, and family suffering and negative impact to their morals. So these are the direct and indirect cost of the worker and employee. So this question is also asked in the GTU in the form the short note. Now next is the role of safety personnel. So what is role of safety personnel? So to advise the building worker for effective control of injuries, and to advise the safety aspect, carry out the detailed safety studies, and to check, evaluate and monitor the effectiveness of action, and to carry out the safety inspection of the construction site, building and structure, and to investigate all the fatal and other selected accident and occupational disease, and to advise the maintain of record of accident, and to promote the working and safety commitment safety committee, and to devise safety training program, organize a company, prepare safe rule and safe working practice. So these are the roles of a safety personnel. And next point is the causes of the accident. So this one is also one of the important point, causes of the accident. So here reasons for the accident done on a site is given below. Like first is a defective planning and organization, second is a impossible planning and organization, and third one is a work not given as per the expertise of the employee, and fourth one is a lack of coordination between the different team members. Sixth one is a worker not made aware of accident prone situation and unsafe act, and careless behavior of the worker. Training is not given, faulty construction, unsuitable material, collapse of stacks, masses of earth, collapse of ladders, scaffold, stair of beam, and fall of a person from the ladder, stair, fall of the person of failure of centering work of slab, and fall of objects on a head, and defects in equipment, and inadequate preparation of work, excess heads completing, and careless supervision and safety device are not used. So these are the main causes of the accident. Now next is the principle of safety. So here Dan Patterson in a 1989 suggests 10 basic principles of the safety. So first one is an unsafe act, unsafe condition, and an accident all are symptoms of something wrong in management system. Second is we can predict that certain sets of circumstances will produce severe injury, and safety can be managed like many other company functions. Clean fixing of responsibility of each of these individual in a safety program. Fifth one is the function of management is located and defined in operational error and allow accident to occur. Sixth one is causes of unsafe behavior can be identified and classified. Seventh one is in most of the causes or cases unsafe behavior is a normal human behavior. And eighth one is there are three major subsystems must be dealt with building an effective safety system, like physical, managerial, and behavior. And ninth one is the safety system should fit the culture of organization. And tenth one is there is no one right way to safety in an organization. And here the system must be satisfy the certain criteria. So here some of the criteria, like first one is force supervisory performance, second is involve middle level management, third one is top management visible showing their committees, and fourth one is have a employee participation and be perceived as a positive. So these are the main criteria for the safety. So now in a next lecture we discuss about the safety and health management system. So today we stop our topic. Thank you.